Hey there, Indian View and friends. It's Pastor Joshua again. It's Wednesday, May the 13th, and I have some important announcements regarding in-person services. You may know already that this Friday, the governor's office is allowing a lot of businesses to begin reopening at a revised capacity. In addition to that, he's allowing churches to begin meeting this weekend at a 50% capacity in their buildings. What that means basically is if a building can hold 200 people, only 100 people are allowed in the building during that time. There's a list of stipulations and expectations that the governor's office has provided churches, but we have made the decision as a church, not me, but as a church. I've spoken to elders and leaders in our church. The unanimous consensus is that we do not need to try to meet this Sunday. We don't need to try to meet next Sunday. We're going to give this a couple of weeks to see how things go around our state, around other churches. And in the meantime, I want all of you to know that we are going to be going through the list of expectations that the governor's office has provided churches and make sure that when we meet, we have met all of those expectations. We are going to be installing signage around the church, getting hand sanitizing stations in place. We're going to be marking off 6 feet distances in the church for us all to sit together. We actually may even be marking off places to sit in the fellowship hall because our fellowship hall is actually bigger than our sanctuary. So we may be doing that. We're actually working over the next couple of weeks to have new technology installed in our sanctuary. So now we can see our worship songs on screens in the sanctuary. It's been discouraged to use hymnals right now and pass out bulletins, so we are installing technology to make sure that we can do that in our sanctuary and still have a wonderful worship environment. So we're just going through all of these processes together so that when we meet again in person, we've done everything that the governor's office has asked us to do, and that you know our church is working to keep you and your family as healthy as possible. The challenge has been, as I've read numerous articles about churches all over the country and in different parts of the world, many of them have followed social distancing. They have had the hand sanitizing stations. They've even wore masks in church. And still, people have contracted COVID in churches. Some of those contractions of COVID have been fatal. We want to make sure that when we gather back together in person, that we as a church are doing everything we can to keep your family safe, and I'm doing everything I can to keep my family healthy and safe as well. See, there's a fine line between fear and paranoia and wisdom. I think we are on the side of wisdom right now. We're not fearful. We are not paranoid. But just because we are allowed to meet in person does not mean that we should meet in person right now. So for the time being, this is what I'm going to encourage you to do. Please continue praying with your family. Read your Bible together. I know all of it sounds very cliche. Please do it. Prayer and study of the Christian scriptures help to deepen our relationship with God through Jesus Christ. Please continue to be faithful in your tithes and offerings. The burdens and responsibilities of our church don't go away just because we're not meeting in person, no more than your own bills and responsibilities don't go away because of COVID. Reach out to those that are in need. Please pay attention to the social media that we're providing for you and your family to stay connected to messages from your pastor. Reach out to those that are vulnerable. Check on your neighbors. And please do everything you can to be safe and healthy. When we meet back together again in person, we're going to do it right. We're not going to rush it. We want all of you to feel safe and know that we as a church are doing our best to keep you healthy and safe. And in the end, even when we do everything we can, our faith and trust and our hope is not in the governor's office. It's not in Indian View Baptist Church. It's not in me as your pastor. It's not in our 401ks. It's not in our stockpiles of toilet paper or food. Our hope and trust and security is in God, and that has never changed. So we're trusting God right now to make wise decisions through us as your leaders. I miss all of you. If you have any questions or concerns, please reach out to me. I'm here for you. And I'm sorry that we have to go through this. But we will go through it successfully, and we'll be back together soon. All right? Hang in there. God bless.